Pastor Nick Hood. We'll be starting worship in just a moment. I just want to share with you a couple thoughts about what you can look forward to today. Number one, this is Mother's Day. Number two, typically the sermon has to do with something about mothers. And so I think I have an interesting sermon today in that I'm talking about two mothers with the same husband. Now you think about that. Abraham was married to Sarah, but they go down to Egypt, and he has a little conflict with the Pharaoh in Egypt. But as it turns out, Pharaoh gives Abraham one of his daughters named Hagar. Now some people say that was not really her name, that Hagar is translated freely to mean, here is your recompense for the confusion that they had with each other. I'm going to preach about the confusion on Sunday. But Hagar, the wife of Abraham, Sarah, and then Abraham, they all come back to the Oaks of Mamre. And there at the Oaks of Mamre, they build a life together. And when Abraham is 86 years of age, he does not have a child, neither does Sarah. And so Sarah, according to the Bible, encourages Abraham to sleep with her helper, who is Hagar, the young woman from Egypt, and that Hagar would bear a child. Hagar bears a child, and the child's name is Ishmael. To this day, many in the Arab world believe that Ishmael is their pathway to Abraham. So Abraham is hence referred to some as the father of all nations. But later on, about 13 or 14 years later, Sarah gets pregnant by Abraham. She has a son named Isaac, and she becomes concerned because she doesn't want Ishmael to share in the inheritance with Isaac. You have to remember, at this time, Abraham is 100 years of age. So Sunday, I'm going to preach about what happens when Sarah tells Abraham to put Hagar out. Hagar and her son, Ishmael. And the story doesn't end there. That's in Genesis chapter 16. But when we get to chapter 21, then there's another woman who appears named Keturah, Keturah. Many Jewish theologians, scholars think that Keturah is the most passed over individual, male or female, in the whole Bible, because she comes back after the death of Sarah, and she and Abraham get together. They are married. They have 6 sons, and those 6 sons become 6 of the most important groups in Israel. And so Sunday, I'm going to talk about Hagar. I'm going to talk about Keturah. I'm going to talk about Abraham, all in the context of a modern-day Mother's Day. We'll be starting worship in just a moment. I look forward to seeing you, and thank you so much for worshiping with us today. go into the house of the Lord. Search me, O Lord, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. See if there be any wicked way in me, then lead me in the path everlasting. Welcome to the Plymouth United Church of Christ. It is Mother's Day 2021, and we are on fire. We're here by ourselves, but we are praising the Lord. Lamar, why don't you kick it up and